For weeks after lockdown, the beach existed only in Elizabeth Manuel's imagination. She's considered vulnerable. She suffered a serious stroke 10 years ago and lost most of her vision. She was told to self-isolate in her Southsea home, where she lives alone.
When there's no one that you see day in, day out, that you can just go up and give a hug, I don't see anyone. You know, the nearest I get to see someone is if I've ordered something and it lands on my doorstep and they're already back in their van by the time I've opened the door. So I have felt extremely isolated. I have felt extremely alone.
On advice from her doctor, Elizabeth does now go for walks, but there's another nagging problem. She's still struggling to get food delivered.
My anxiety levels are undoubtedly higher. And that's why the little things, like certainly at the beginning, how am I going to get food? Where am I going to get food? And how I'm going to get help really became troublesome.
How are you coping on your own?
I think what it's done is make me feel more disabled than I have done for a very long time. It's highlighted my disabilities and my inability to lead the same life as other people.
The RNIB says calls to their helpline have gone up significantly. Many of those phoning are worried about getting hold of food. Visually impaired people often rely on online deliveries and now can't get slots.
We're taking around 100 calls a day and we've got a 15% increase in call volume. The things that are really worrying people are, in the first instance, access to food. As you'd imagine, it's not just the case of you've run out of food and then you start worrying. It's creating an anxiety for people when maybe their traditional route through online ordering or struggling with social isolation is playing on their mind.
And those brave enough to go out face other challenges. In Abingdon, Annette Hornsby and her guide dog Charity have been the target of verbal and even physical abuse while getting essentials.
All of a sudden a hand pushed me and the lady told me to stay away. I didn't even know she was there. I didn't hear her at all. And she pushed me. I went over the top of the dog and banged my left arm onto some railings. It completely shocked me and shook me. And I started to shake a bit. I didn't even have time to react.
Now Annette hardly leaves the house.
It just knocks your confidence. It makes you feel very, very anxious. People just seem to think that you can get out of their way. But I can't.
Annette and Elizabeth have adapted their way of life to their blindness. They say we now need to adapt to help people like them survive. Charlotte Briere-Edney, ITV News.